Hello, students. Hope you are all well. Okay, we'll start with the first chapter, that is rational numbers. So, first of all, we'll start with the definition of the rational numbers. What are rational numbers? First of all, definition of rational numbers. Okay, so what are rational numbers? Rational, the numbers, all the numbers which can be represented in P by Q form, that is P upon Q. P by Q is P upon Q form, are called rational numbers. Are called rational numbers. Okay. Uh, Students, there is a basic difference between any fraction and a rational number. For example, let's see, I'm writing down some examples with red pen. You don't have to note that. Okay. For example, we have 13 upon 11. We can say it is a fraction, and according to this definition, we have a numerator and a denominator. So it can be told as a rational number as well as a fraction. Okay. Once again, I have another number 1.25 upon 26. Okay. So we can easily say that 1.25 upon 26, once again, this is a fraction. But this number 1.25 upon 26 is not a rational number. It is not a rational number. Why is it so? Why is 13 upon 11 a rational number and 1.25 upon 26 is not a rational number? The difference between both of the numbers is this and solely this, that for the first case, both numerator and denominator are integers. For the first case, both numerator and denominators are integers. That is not so for the second case. Okay. So we will extend the definition. We will write all the numbers which can be represented in P by Q form are called rational numbers, where where both P and Q are integers. Where both P and Q are integers. Okay. Now students, you might uh, identify or you might remember what the integers was. Integers were the number without any fraction part. I will write down the definition shortly, but let's complete it first. This is and Q is not equal to 0. So first see the definition of rational numbers once again. All the numbers which can be represented in P by Q form are called rational numbers, where both P and Q are integers and Q is not equal to 0. What it means that essentially the numerator is an integer and denominator is an integer. Okay. Numerator can be any integer, it can be 0, it can be negative, it can be positive. But denominator can be either a positive integer or a negative integer. As such, we do not take negative integers to the denominator as well, but we have method to rectify that. So we are just talking about q is not equal to 0. We are talking about that denominator of our rational number cannot be equal to 0. Now let's talk about what a integer was. Let's see, where both p and q are integers and q is not equal to 0. Let's talk about what a integer is. Okay. Integer is a number. Integer is a number without any fraction part. Integer is a number without any fraction part. So if I'm saying 13 is an integer, I'm correct. But if I'm saying 1.25, that is not an integer. 1.25 is not an integer. Any numbers, if after decimal we have digits from 1 to 9, then that case is not an integer. Okay. I don't think there is any problem till now. Okay. So moving on, we've discussed what is a rational number, and in that definition there was a term called integer. We have discussed what was the integer. Okay. Now moving on, next part. Write down next topic. Mm, next topic is equivalent form of rational number. Once again, beta, 0 is also a rational number. We can write it as 0 upon 1. 12 is also a rational number that can be written as 12 upon 1. Okay. Next, let's write equivalent rational numbers. Equivalent rational numbers. Okay. So this is a small topic within your course. Okay. What are equivalent rational numbers? So equivalent rational numbers, what are those? If the simplest form of if the simplest form of if the simplest form of any two or more rational numbers, any two or more rational numbers any two or more rational numbers are equal, then they are called equivalent rational numbers. Then they are called equivalent rational numbers. Okay. So we have again a new term. New term, what is simplest form? First of all, let us understand what it is. Let us take an example. Suppose I have a number in the form of p by q as 50 upon 100. Okay, let us simplify this number. Let's see what we get. After simplifying it, we will get 1 upon. After simplifying this number, we get 1 upon. Okay, let us again have another number. Let us take 12 upon 24. Okay, let's simplify it again. Let's simplify it. 12 ones are 12, 12 twos are 24. So answer will be 1 upon 2. Okay, let's take one another example, last one. This time, let's see 60 upon 120. Okay, once again, on simplifying the number, you will get 1 upon 2. So what is happening is simplest form of 50 upon 100 is 1 upon 2. Simplest form of 12 upon 24 is 1 upon 2. Simplest form of 60 upon 120 again 1 upon 2. So what is happening here is simplest form of all these three numbers, are same. Thus, they are equivalent rational numbers. Okay. So I guess you understand the meaning of simplest form as well. Okay. So these are equivalent rational numbers. In your book, simplest form is also termed as lowest form. Okay. So if I write lowest form or simplest form, both are same thing. If I write lowest form or simplest form, both are same thing. Okay. So if the simplest form or lowest form of any two or more numbers are same, then they are called equivalent. That means 50 upon 100, 12 upon 24, and 60 upon 120 are all three equivalent rational numbers. Get it? Very good. Next. Next topic is standard form of a rational number. This is quite an easy topic. So, what do we mean by standard form? Uh, I miswrote. Standard form of a rational number. See, now we have standard form of a rational number. What do we mean by standard form of a rational number? Suppose if we have a rational number as 3 upon 5. So its standard form is as it is 3 upon 5. Okay. Suppose we have a rational number minus 3 upon 2. So its standard form is as it is minus 3 upon 2. Next, let's take another example. We have a rational number in which it is as minus 11 upon minus 16. Its standard form will be 11 upon 16. See, what we did was we we are simply simplifying the signs. Okay. For first two examples, the sign remain as it is because the sign of numerator was same and denominator was not of the worry. But in the third example, you have denominator sign is negative. Whenever you have denominator sign is negative, you get two cases. First, like I discussed it, both numerator and denominator are negative. In that case, you cut down both the sign and the answer is both numerator and denominator being positive. There is another example in which only denominator are negative. Suppose only denominator is negative, so what we do is we transport the negative side sign to the numerator. We transport the negative sign to the numerator. In this manner, we always have a positive denominator. We always have a positive denominator. So our standard form of rational number is when the denominator is positive, then it is in standard form. When denominator of a rational number is positive, when denominator of a rational number is positive, then then it is in standard form. Then it is in standard form. Okay. When denominator of a rational number is positive, then it is in standard form. Fine. Very good. Now, next is we will move on to the next part of the chapter. What we have learned till now is we have learned about the definition of the rational numbers. Apart from that, we have learned about equivalent rational numbers and standard form of a rational number. Next, we are going to discuss about algebra of rational numbers. Algebra of rational numbers. So, what do we mean by algebra of rational numbers? Algebra is nothing but addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division of any same types of numbers. So what we are going to study in this chapter is properties as well as how to do the addition, subtraction, multiplication and division of rational numbers. Okay. So in algebra of rational number, our first topic is going to be addition of rational numbers. Our first topic is going to be addition. Okay. Now, for in order to add rational numbers or subtract rational numbers or do any other operations with it, first of all, we have to keep in mind we only operate the rational numbers in standard form. First of all, we have to keep in mind we only operate on rational numbers in standard form. We only operate on rational numbers in standard form. If our rational number is in standard form, then we can operate on it. We can do addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. If it is not, then we change it to standard form. Okay. So addition, we come back to addition. For case of addition or subtraction, is the same for the same thing. Uh, Addition and subtraction, for the addition and subtraction, first of all, we observe the denominator of the rational number. We observe the denominator of the given rational numbers. Based on the denominator, we have two types of cases. Based on the denominator, we have two types of cases. Okay, first of all, let's take case 1. Case 1. Okay, first of all, let us take case 1. What will be case 1? When denominator of all the rational number in observation in question, when denominator of rational numbers are same. When denominators of rational numbers are same. So when denominators of rational number are same, then what we are going to do? Let's see. When denominators of rational numbers are same, then what happens? We just take denominator as common and we operate the numerators. Let's see whether in example, I'm saying example, but all of these examples are actually questions from your book. Okay, so your question is uh, add 7 upon 9 and 4 upon 9. This is the question. It is from your book. Okay. Now, for this question, we have numerator different. It doesn't matter whatever the numerator are. Are they same or not? Whether their signs are same or not, it wouldn't matter at all. What we are interested in the denominator. See, both the denominators are 9. Both the denominators are 9. So what we are going to do is, first of all, let's write down the question. This is 7 upon 9 plus 4 upon 9. We have to operate the addition. 7 upon 9 plus 4 upon. So what we are going to do is, first of all, we will write the common denominator. For both the numbers, denominator is 9. So we write down the common denominator and write the numerators as it is. Numerators were 4 and 7. So we write the numerator as it is along with their sign. I had plus 7 and plus 4. Okay. So 7 plus 4 is 13. Sorry, 7 plus 4 is 11, not 13, 11. 11 upon 9. So that is answer. Quite easy, I guess. I don't think there should be any problem with this. Okay. So moving on, next question. Again, it is a question from a book. It is add minus 4 upon 15 and 7 upon minus 15. Okay. Let's see. Uh, if we ignore the signs of the denominator, in this question, if we ignore the sign of denominator, then we can see that both are negative. Signs of both the denominators are negative. If we ignore the signs, then we can easily see that signs are negative. So, sorry, denominators are equal. We can easily see both the denominators are 15 if we ignore the signs. So let's see. Uh, First of all, write down the question properly. That is minus 4 upon 15. We have to perform addition, therefore plus sign upon 7 upon minus 15. Now, like I discussed just a bit earlier, that was we do not enjoy, या फिर I can say we do not entertain negative sign in the denominator. We do not entertain negative sign at the denominator of the rational number. So what we do is we transport the sign to the numerator. On transporting the sign to the numerator, we have minus 4 upon 15 plus minus 7 upon 15. Okay. After doing so, what I have is the denominator same. So again, denominator same. I write down the common denominator. After that, we check out the numerators and write down the numerator as they were. Minus 4 as it is minus 4. Minus 7 and plus. Minus 7 and plus. This will be plus into minus. That will be negative 7. Okay. We simplify it. We will get minus 11 upon 15. Okay. I don't think there is any other problem in this. It is easily understandable. Okay. Let us try another example. I'm going to use the same page. Okay. Another question. Once again, it is from your book. Question is 9 upon 7 plus 15 upon 7 plus minus 3 upon 7. Okay. See, denominators of all three numbers are same. Since denominators are same, we can move on with case. Okay. So denominators are same, we can move on with case 1. What we do is, first of all, we will write the common denominator. Common denominator is 7. Then after that, we will write the numerators as they were. 9 as it is, 15 plus 15 plus minus 3, that is minus 3. Okay. 9 plus 15 is 24 minus 3 upon 7. This will be 21 upon 7. Okay. If the question is asking, okay, we have to add the numbers, then answer 21 upon 7 is quite correct. If the question is saying simplify the solution या simplify the answer, तो हम लोग क्या करेंगे? We will make one more step. We'll simplify it. 7 3s are 21, and your final answer is going to be 3. Okay. If you write 21 upon 7, it is correct. If you write 3, it is correct as well. Okay. It depends upon the wording of the questions. Okay. You have to read the questions properly. If it's saying simplify, then the correct answer is 3. If it's saying just add, then you can leave it at 21 upon 7. I will sincerely suggest you leave the answer as 3. Okay. So there is no grounds for it being incorrect. Okay. Well, moving on. Now we have already discussed case 1. Case 1 was when the denominators were same. Uh, Conversely, case 2 will be, what will be your guess case 2 will be? Case 2. What will be case will be? Case 1 was denominators are same. Case 2 will be denominators are different. Okay, case 2 is denominators are different. So what we should we do in case of denominators being different? Okay, let's see. First of all, write down this, and then we will discuss some questions. In case of denominators, in this case, in this case, first of all, we take LCM of denominators. For those who don't remember how to find out the LCM, I will show you shortly while we are doing the question. Okay. First of all, write this down. In this case, first of all, we take the LCM of of denominators of all the rational numbers. Of denominators of all the rational numbers. Denominators of all the rational numbers. Okay. So this will be our first step. First of all, we will take their LCM. After that, what we are going to do, and then we multiply numerator and denominator. Multiply numerator and denominator of every rational number of every rational number with suitable constant so as to make denominators same. Okay, I'll explain this part more when we do the question. Okay, first write it down. Okay, and the last part will be after that. Once all the denominators are same, once all the denominators are same, once all the denominators are same, we we solve it as in we solve it as in case one. Okay, once we get all the denominators same, it is nothing but the type of question in case one. So we solve it as we were solving in case one. Okay, so you write all this down, and after that we will move on to the question. Let's see. Question is add minus 9 upon 4 and 5 upon 11. So first of all, what we need to do is you need to observe the denominators. Denominators are 4 and 11. So now you find out the LCM of 4 and 11. 2, 2 the 4, 2 does not divide 11. 2, 1 the 2, 2 does not again divide 11. 11, 1. So LCM of 4 and 11 is LCM of 4 and 11 is 2 into 2 into 11, that will be 40. Now I want to ask you something. What should we multiply 4 in order to get 11? What should we multiply with 4? See, this red pen, what I have done with the red pen is rough work. You are supposed to do it in rough as well, okay? Uh, Along with the question you are doing. Okay. So once again, I ask the question, what should we multiply with 4 to get 44? Okay. Uh, I guess you all know the answer, that is 11. And similarly, what should we multiply with 11 to get 44? Your answer will be 4. So we will write it as minus 9 upon 4 plus 5 upon 11. Okay. Now we will write at the denominator, we will write, sorry. Now what we are going to do is, we are going to multiply numerator and denominator. For minus 9 upon 4, we will multiply 4 with such a number so that answer is LCM. So what should we multiply with 4? That is 11. If we are multiplying denominator by 11, numerator should also be multiplied with 11. In the same manner, for the second term, if denominator is multiplied by 4, why is that? So that the resultant is 44. Numerator is also multiplied with 4. Okay. So this will be, denominator here will be 44, no need to calculate, and numerator will be 99. Similarly, for the second term also, denominator will be 44 and numerator will be 20. Okay. So once again, now denominators of both the terms are same. Denominators of both the terms are same. So we will do it as we were doing in case 1. We will take the common denominator and we will write numerators as it is. We will take common denominator and we will write numerator as it is. On solving the numerator, you will get minus 79 upon 40. On solving the numerator, you will get minus 79 upon 40. That will be your answer. Okay. Let's see another question. Okay. Next question. Add 5 upon minus 26 and minus 11 upon 13. So as we have already discussed, the first number is quite not the rational number yet. So what we are going to do is, first of all, we write the question 5 upon minus 26 plus 11 minus upon 39. Okay, we move the negative sign to the numerator. It will be minus 5 upon 26 plus minus 11 upon 13. You can put the bracket also. Okay. Now what we going to do? We take the LCM of both the denominators. First denominator is 26, second denominator is 39. Two 13s are 26 and 39 as it is. 13 does not come in table of 3, but 39 do come, that is 13 3s are 39. Lastly 13, that will be 1. Okay. So LCM in this case will be 2 3s are 6, 6 into 13 is 78. So LCM is 78. Now we have to find out what should we multiply with 26 to get 78. What should we multiply with 39 to get 78. Okay. So this will be minus 5 upon 26. What should we multiply with 26 to get 78? 3. Plus minus 11 upon 39. What should we multiply with 39 to get 28? That is 2. Okay. On solving it, this will be minus 15 upon 78 plus, let's put on a bracket, minus 22 upon 70. Now it became like the question that we have been solving for all this time. This will be, we have common denominator, that is 78. We put the numerator as they were. We put the numerators as they were. So this will be 78 minus 15 and minus 22. Both the terms are negative. That means we have to add the terms. If sign of two or more terms are same, then we perform addition. If their signs are different, then we perform subtraction. Okay. Since the sign is of both the terms is negative, so we perform addition. Answer will be minus 36. Fine. Okay. Let's quickly do another question. This will be the last question for today. Okay. For your homework, all the questions that I have discussed are from your book Math Bliss, your class 8 book. Okay. This is all the questions from exercise 1.1. All the remaining questions, along with optional questions and all the remaining questions, you have to do them by yourself in your homework copy. All the questions that I discuss in the video are to be done in your classwork copy. All the remaining questions are to be done in your homework copy. Okay. Final question is solve 35 upon 6 plus minus 7 upon 3 plus minus 11 upon 9. I'm going to do this one a bit quickly. I'm taking directly the LCM, that is 18. Okay. I suppose you can find out by yourself, but I'm taking the LCM directly, that is 18. Okay. So what should we multiply with 18 to 6 to get 18? That is 3. So this will be 35 into 3. Sorry. Plus, what should we multiply with 3 to get 18? That is 6. So this will be minus 7 into 6. This is another way in which you can do the question. You can try any of the techniques. It doesn't matter. Essence of both the techniques are same. You either first of all make the denominator same and then add the numerators, or you can directly multiply to the numerator desired number. Minus 11 into what should we multiply with 9 to get 18? That is okay. Either way, the questions is quite correct. You can apply the either way. You can do what we have been doing for till now, or you can use this approach. This will be 35 into 3 will be 105. 7 6 are 42, that is negative 42 and negative 22 upon 80. We simplify it furthermore. 105 as it is, minus 42 minus 22 will be minus 64 upon 80. So your final answer will be 41 on 80. Okay, as you already know, 41 and 18 does not cancel out. So this becomes your final. Okay, so that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed the lecture and learned something about it. Uh, okay, thank you for your time.